Hi, it's John Lane with Castle Rock Sprinkler, where we are all about beautiful lawns, efficient sprinkler systems, and festive holiday lights. And today, I want to show you how to fix the most common repair, how to make the most common repair on a Febco 765 backflow. So we're going to get right into this right now. So there are two sizes generally of these backflows. There's 3/4 inch, which this is, and then there is 1 inch. And when you go to buy the parts, you can buy these at your big box stores. It's going to say Febco 765, and it'll say 1/2 to 3/4. So that would be for the 3/4, and the other one's going to say 1 to 1 1/4. So this would be for the 1 inch if you had that. So those are the two most common sizes of the Febco 765: is 3/4 inch and 1 inch. When you go to buy these parts, you can see this says Febco right on it. And so these are original parts for this backflow. There are now companies that make aftermarket parts for this backflow. And based on my 20 plus years of experience in the business, I would avoid those. I've not liked how those have performed at all. I would get the original parts. It may cost you a few extra dollars, but they're going to last longer and they're going to do what they're supposed to do. So I would suggest not buying anything but original parts. And I'm not being paid for this ad, for this video, or promoting this stuff. I'm just telling you from my experience what I would do. And I've changed out a lot of these. So you might be saying to me, well, when should I change this? When would I ever want to change it? If you have water dripping from up here, from this top of this backflow, you need to change these parts. What that means when it's dripping is there's been some freezing damage to these parts, and these are plastic, and they're designed that when there's water in here and it freezes, that these parts give way, they crack, they break, and the reason for that is it preserves the metal casing. You'd rather replace a few parts in the top than replace this whole thing. It's a much different equation money-wise. And so what happens when you see leaking, it means these parts have been compromised, and they could possibly compromise all the way and give way and break, and then you have a 10-gallon-a-minute gusher coming out of here while you're at work, and it's gushing over into the window well, and it floods your basement. I've seen that more than one time. So you do not want to mess around. If you have leaks over here out of the top, don't mess around with it. Get it fixed. This is no nonsense here, okay? So I'm going to show you how to change these out. It's pretty simple. The first thing you want to do is get this cap off of here. It's just a little nut up there. It's a little nylon nut. You got to probably work it a little bit. There you go. So far, so good. This is an easy repair, by the way. One of the easiest. And now here you go. You've got your poppet and your bonnet, as this is called. In this case, I've already started my sprinkler system, so I better drain the pressure off of here for this demonstration. That's going to help. You want to have the water turned off before you do this, by the way. And so I turn my water off right here at this valve. And that will probably make this much easier to get off. Well, it's still tight. So we're going to just put it here. Just gently apply pressure. And here it comes. Screw this out. It's a little tight. I think maybe it's been compromised. My own system. What do you think of that? It wasn't leaking, no. There we go. So it's out. So these are the two parts that you're going to be buying. And I can see something there. And then down inside is a check valve. We're not going to go into this today, but if you look down in there and everything has come apart, then you better call a sprinkler guy, because your problem is way beyond this. And there are some parts in there that you're not going to easily find at your big box stores. And so I would recommend a professional at that point. But if all you have to change is this is something that a homeowner can do. So we've got these two pieces. I'm going to set them here. So when you open this up, you're going to find a couple things. You're going to find a little thing of like grease or some kind of lubrication. This is kind of to lubricate and seal the threads, and I'll show you how to put that on. There's going to be another nut in there in case you lost it. Then there's going to be the poppet and the bonnet, these two parts. And then there's actually going to be two washers. They're going to be loose in the bag. And you have to make a decision as to which washer you're going to use. And the way you do that is simply by looking at the washer that was already on there. And so here's the old part, and I'm looking at it, and one washer is thin and one washer is thick. So I come over here and I look at what was already on there. It was a thin washer. So that's what I'm going to put on the new one. I'm just going to put the thin washer on there. So you just run it over that, like that. Beautiful. Then you get your little bag of grease or whatever this is, this material. And then I just smear it around on here. Get it nice and even. And now we're in business. I put that on there. And I'm just going to get this seated correctly, and you kind of feel this. I kind of turn it backwards until I feel it kind of seat down there. Oh, that feels good right there. And then it just goes on smooth as silk. I mean, that is easy. Just hand tighten it. You don't have to do anything more than that. And that's the repair. Get your cap. And I'm going to show you one more important thing. Don't shut off. This is really important. So I'm going to put this on. Tighten her down a little bit. And we are in business. Now, if you go to start this, if you're going to open this valve, when you open this, you have to have a fairly abrupt opening because there's a spring in there and you need to push it up to pressurize it. When you do that, do never have your face over like this. I have seen these things come up like a rocket, and there's 50 or 60 pounds of pressure in here, and that could really hurt you. So keep your face back. That's the important thing. But that's all it takes to replace that poppet in the bonnet. And you should be able to pop it on, and there will be no leaking. These things really work well, and so there's no problems. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below there, and I'll answer your questions for sure. And if you want to help a working man out, you can subscribe and click the bell, and help this video so more people will find it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.